Hey everyone, it's Carl with the Tinkerverse. If you'd like to learn how to trace product images like this to use with your laser engraver, stick around and I'll show you one of the easiest methods that I've found so far. Alright, so I want to create foam packaging for this, but this will easily be applicable to anything that you want to take a picture of and get into LightBurn, and you can either use it as a template to position your work, or for whatever reason you might want to trace a product with your laser. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get just a white piece of paper or just a neutral background that's big enough to encompass whatever it is that you're trying to work with. And then in this case, I'm going to take this steel ruler here and use this for scale. Later on, when I go to make sure that this is all the right size, I'll use this to resize down the drawings to get the scale right. So the first thing I want to do is take a picture with my phone. And if I try to do this on just standard one-time zoom, it adds a lot of shadows to my work. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but as I move around, there's a lot of shadows. So I actually want to go to 2x zoom and back up a little bit and get it to the point where there's very little to no shadow, and then try to get it as level as possible so that when you look at your image, that should work. So when I look at that image, that's what I'm going to use to trace the product and then get my scale right in LightBurn. So let's jump over to the computer. All right, so now that I have my picture here that I took, I'm going to do two steps. First thing I'm going to do is I want to remove everything else around this and get just the knife here with a good clean silhouette. And you can do this any number of ways. If you've got any photo editor, Photoshop or similar, you could do it in there. I'm actually going to use an online tool called Photoroom because I have an account here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag and drop my picture into Photoroom. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to remove everything but the knife. So as long as you had a good, clean, crisp, contrasting image, it should remove everything except for whatever is the most interesting in the picture. In this case, it would be the knife body. So I've got that, and then I'm going to, just for argument's sake, turn off the background, and then I'm going to go to Object, click Adjust, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to crank the brightness down. And when I crank that brightness down, I'm left with just a simple black silhouette of what I want. So once I have that silhouette, I can just click on it, hit Control-C to copy, and then go to LightBurn. And when I'm in LightBurn, I'm going to just Control-V to paste that, and now I've got just a plain silhouette of my image. And the first thing I want to do is I want to convert this to a vector so that I can trace around it. So I'm going to do Alt-T, or you can go up to Tools, Trace Image. And that'll bring up your image trace window, and as long as you have a good, crisp, high contrast image, it should be about spot on with its tracing. You can play with the settings here and try to dial it in more than it already is, but I actually find that for a case like this, the default settings are pretty good. And then in my case, I'm going to have the delete image after trace turned on, so it'll remove the original silhouette and leave me with just the trace. So if I hit OK, there we go. So now the next challenge is that I need to size this to the scale of the original piece. So I'm going to bring my picture into Lightroom. And then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to just pick an arbitrary value off the scale. So I'm going to go with 150 millimeters or 15 centimeters. And I'm going to draw myself a simple rectangle. And I'm going to set the height to 150. So now my goal here is that I need to get this 150 millimeter height on this box to line up with the 15 marker on my scale. So I'm going to grab the image and I'm going to size it way down. And I'm actually going to drop this to a lower Okay. So I'm going to size it way down, and before I do anything else, I actually want to try to match my angle here since I didn't get a straight angle. And the reason I'm matching the box to the picture instead of turning the picture is because I will then still have to go back and match up to this, and I don't want to have to try to match my outline to the picture. I'd rather just match a simple box to the angle that we've got here and get everything scaled that way, and then I can just overlay the two. So I'll continue to shrink this down, and let's bring it down, and I'm just going until I can drop that box right on, and we're almost there. Let me scale back up just a little bit. Okay, and I'm holding control for very fine movements. Control kind of overrides some of the snapping and gets me much finer movement detail. All right, I'd say we're pretty much there. So if you see up here, my box is right on the 15, and down here it's right on the beginning. So at that point, we're scaled. So I can get rid of the box. I don't need that again. And the only reason I did this is now I can take this and take my outline and overlay them and shrink down my drawing until it matches the picture. And we're just about there. And it's, I'd say we're pretty much spot on. So the next thing I'm going to do, just to check myself, is I'm going to take the image and I'm going to turn off output so that it dims it. And that gives me a much clearer view of the outline. And so you can see here, you know, just a little bit more tweaking to get aligned, but otherwise we're pretty close. Okay, I'd say we're there. So that is more than accurate enough for my needs, whether I'm going to be using this to position engravings or whether I'm going to be using this to maybe cut out the profile of this for packaging. So now I can actually take this a step further, and the long way around this would have been to use the drawing tools and drop the image in here and trace it with drawing tools. But now that I've got a good jump on this, I'm actually going to go a step further and combine what I have with the drawing tools to do a trace of the carbon fiber section here. So I'm just going to draw a line that roughly hits the highs and lows, sort of a rubber band outline. And now I can come into node editing, and I will select this, and I'm just going to start kind of manipulating this line. So I can kind of click and drag it to create curves. I can hover over and use my node options. So there's a whole other video on node editing that you can watch, but just the quick dirty version here is I want to convert that to a smooth corner, and then bring these way down. I'd insert another node here and bring that out. So this is a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but this is you know, a little bit of bonus content. Why not? So I'm just going to continue editing these nodes here until I get something that roughly matches the outline of that carbon fiber. Okay, I'd say that's close enough for what I need. And so now I have, if I want for engraving, now I have everything I need that shows me where the carbon fiber is, where the wood is on that knife, and you know, if I wanted to, I could come in here and draw the clip and everything as well. But I'd say that's it. I'd say that's exactly what I need and where I want to be. And then I can, you know, take this and lay it down and line it up to whatever it is I'm trying to work with. And that is all there is to it. So hopefully, you know, like I said, I breezed through some of the node editing stuff, but go watch my node editing video. It's a LightBurn Essentials video. And that'll, you know, go in depth on how to use the node editing tool. But if you're just looking to do a product outline or an outline of something that, you know, you have in hand, that's a quick and easy way to do it. And hopefully this helped you guys. So we'll catch you in the next video.